Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom.
Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi and Rick and Ron, and welcome to the second night of Hanukkah.
Yeah, guys.
So, Ron, what do we do on Hanukkah?
On Hanukkah, we do quite a few things on Hanukkah. It's a loaded question, I think. But I think to start off any kind of Hanukkah celebration, first you have to light the menorah.
Okay.
Light the menorah, it's Hanukkah, light the menorah, 'cause Hanukkah is here. Light the menorah, it's Hanukkah, light the menorah, 'cause Hanukkah is here. Add a new candle every night, light them for all to see. Sing special blessings and sweet songs, please sing along with me. We light the menorah as one thing we do on Hanukkah, Arlene.
Okay, and usually this would be in our window for everyone to see that we are free and proud of our religion. But today it's in the window of my computer so all of us can see. So as I light the menorah, and remember I put the candles in from right to left, but I light them from left to right facing me. So as I light them, Rabbi will lead us in the blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam She'asa nisim lavoteinu v'imotenu b'yamim ha'am b'zman hazeh. Chag Sameach.
Thank you, Rabbi. So Chag Sameach, everybody. And after we light the Hanukkah candles, as we begin our Shabbat service, our Kabbalat Shabbat, we also light our Shabbat candles. So I'm just going to move the Hanukkah candles to the side and bring our Hanukkah candles up. And you'll notice that two different kinds of candles, two different kinds of candle holders, but telling us that God brings light into our world, into our souls, into our nefesh. So we're going to do the lighting of the Shabbat candles as well. And we're going to begin with Shtayim Shalosh, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And now we've begun both Shabbat and the second night of Hanukkah. And Ron started by saying there's so many things we do for Hanukkah. Some of them have to do with this wonderful chocolate gelt that we have. Some of it will have to do with sufganiyot, jelly donuts, or livivot with latkes. But it also has to do with dreidels. And we invited a very special storyteller tonight to tell us a story that has to do with Hanukkah. And I think about dreidels too. Am I correct?
Indeed.
So our guest storyteller tonight, Rick Dukalski, whose daughter is going to become a bat mitzvah on the first Shabbat in January. So I'm inviting everybody to come to that bat mitzvah while we're at it. So Rick, please tell us the story that you have written.
All right. If you're ready, it is called Leah's Magic Dreidel. Right? Okay. So every year at Hanukkah, Leah's Zadie always sends her a gift in the mail. And this year was no different. So she wasn't surprised when she walked into her room, and at the end of her bed, there was a small box. She opened the box, and in it was a tiny silver dreidel and a note. And the note said, "My dearest Leah, my apologies that I can't be with you this Hanukkah, but please accept this gift. It is a magic wishing dreidel. and I hope it brings you joy. But then at the bottom of the note, it said, be careful, because wishes are a little like seeds. You don't really know what you've got until they start to grow. Now, Leia had played dreidel before, so she knew some of the rules. If you land on Gimel, you get everything. And if you land on Hay, you get half. If you land on Nun, you get nothing. And if you land on Shin, well, you give one away. But she had no idea what that had to do with wishes. So she looked around and she gave the dreidel a spin on her desk, and it landed on Hay. So she said, I wish for some ice cream. Poof! Suddenly, there was a bowl on her desk, and in it was exactly half a scoop of ice cream. Well, she gobbled it up, and she was very excited. So then she thought, she spun the dreidel again, and it landed on Gimel. And she said, I wish my homework was done. Poof! All of a sudden, the book on her desk flew open, and her pen, all by itself, danced across the book, and her homework was done, and it was done correctly. Well, now she's very excited. And so she thought, I've always wanted a dog. I want a dog. And she spun the dreidel, and it landed on Gimel. But here's the problem. She didn't get just one dog. She didn't get just some dogs. She got all the dogs in the neighborhood. Dogs were pouring in through her window. They were flooding out of her closet. They were climbing in out of her drawers. They were eating her underwear. They were diving in through her school books. It was terrible. And right in the middle of that, she heard her mother call from downstairs, Leia, come down and help me with Hanukkah. She was in such a panic. So she started shoving dogs, trying to get them out the window and into the closet. It wasn't really working. She took two and put them in her backpack. It was terrible. There were so many. So she just kind of shimmied her way to the door, and she got out into the hall, and she slammed the door shut. With the dreidel in her hand, she walked downstairs. Into the kitchen she walked, and she saw her mother cooking latkes, and she saw her father dusting off the Hanukkah, and she saw her baby brother toddling around in the living room in just his diaper, and she saw her aunt and uncle in the dining room. They were shoveling chocolate gelt into their face. And her mother said to her, Leia, please watch the latkes for me. I had to clean this old dress I have before Hanukkah tonight. And her father said, Leia, please clean off the Hanukkah for me, because I have to mend this hole in my pants. And her aunt wandered into the kitchen and said, Leia, wouldn't it be nice if everyone had brand new clothes, fancy clothes for Hanukkah tonight? Well, Leia wanted to be helpful, and she was thinking of a way to be extra helpful. And she said, secretly, I wish everyone had fancy new clothes for Hanukkah. She spun the dreidel, and it landed on Shin. She thought, well, wait a minute. That means take one away. Poof! All of a sudden, her mother's dress was gone. Her father's shoes were gone. Her aunt's sweater was gone. Her baby brother had lost his diaper. Even Leia herself had lost her socks. People were running around. They had no idea what was going on. And just when Leia thought it could not get any worse, there was a terrible rumbling from upstairs. See, the smells from the kitchen were so good, the dogs couldn't take it anymore. And they bust out of her bedroom, and they came tumbling down the stairs in a giant slobbery avalanche. They were knocking over chairs. They were knocking over tables. They were eating the latkes. Her baby brother was riding one out the front door. She thought, this is absolute chaos. I've got to find a way to make this right again. And she said to herself, well, when I made a wish and then spun the dreidel, it didn't go so well. But maybe if I spin the dreidel first and then make a wish, it might go better. So she spun the dreidel, and it landed on Nun. She said, I'm not wishing on that. She spun the dreidel, and it landed on Hay. She said, I'm not wishing on that. She spun the dreidel and landed on Gimel. She said, yeah, I'll wish on that. And so she said, I wish everything was back to normal. Poof! The dogs were gone, the latkes were back, the clothes were back, and everyone was acting like nothing had been wrong in the first place. So her mother said to her, Leia, why don't you go upstairs to go get changed and get ready for Hanukkah tonight? So Leia went upstairs. She opened her door and she looked around, and sure enough, everything was back just the way it was supposed to be. So she took the dreidel and put it back in the box. She took out her favorite party dress, which wasn't that fancy, but it was all that she needed. And just before she went back downstairs, she sat down at her desk and she finished her homework. And that's the end of the story.
Wow,
Thank you.
that is a great story.
That's
Goodness.
wonderful.
We won't
Very
be wishing
nice.
Thank
on
you.
dreidels anytime soon. Be careful what you wish for.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a wonderful story, and we look forward to seeing maybe that story in some book that you're going to write with all those amazing stories you've been writing for us at the school.
Hey,
So
there will
thank
be
you.
more.
Okay, so my dreidel has the letters, but it's not magic, but it's magic for me. I like my dreidels and I like my gelds. So we've had a wonderful story. How about some songs for Hanukkah, Ron?
You can do one. I liked in Rick's story. I liked the idea of the spirit behind the wish more so than just the wish itself. And there's a song called "Not by Might and Not by Power," which kind of talks about that. It's more about instead of forcing your way into a scenario and getting what you want, it's the spirit of what you bring to it, which helps you get what you need. So I thought that'd be an apt Hanukkah celebration song. And it starts with clapping. So I know we can't all clap on Zoom because, sync issues, but you guys can mime if you want. And you clap, I think it's 3 times per chord. It would go something like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's right. Goes not by might and not by power, by spirit alone, Ruach, shall we all live in peace. Not by might and not by power, by spirit alone, shall we all live in peace. The children sing, and the children dream, and their tears may fall, but we'll hear them call, and another song will rise, will what? Another song will rise, will what? And another song will rise. Just like the key. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Not by might and not by power, by spirit alone, Ruach, shall we all live in peace. Not by might, not by power, Shabbat Shalom.
I like that song. That's a
Done.
nice Hanukkah song. So do we have a couple more? Because it is the second night of Hanukkah, so we need more than 1 or 2 songs.
I think so. Well, it's easy to forget all these things that happen in Hanukkah. I mean, your first question was, what do we do at Hanukkah, right? So the song Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, I think goes through a good portion of things we can look forward to during this next couple of days. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Zevi want to play with and Levi want to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. 1 for each night, they all shed their sweet light to remind us of days long ago. 1 for each night, they all shed their sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
Okay, that tells us some of the things for Hanukkah. Anything else we can sing about Hanukkah? Maybe something to do with the Lutka?
There might be something we do with Hanukkah. And well, what do you think? Do we talk about the entire story of Hanukkah, or do we do a portion of the story of Hanukkah for the first night? What do you think, Bobby?
I think maybe the entire story, because this is the only Shabbat that actually coincides with Hanukkah. So let's do the whole thing.
All right.
And why not have latkes every night?
That's
I agree.
That's right.
Yeah. 1 night with applesauce, and 1 night with sour cream, and 1 night with sugar, and 1 night with ketchup. What else can we put on our latkes?
Well, can we have one night with all that stuff together? It might be a little bit much, but
I don't know
No,
about all of it
not-
together. No.
I'm a chef. What can I say? Well, I am so mixed up I cannot tell you. I'm sitting in this blender turning brown. I've made friends with the onions and the flour, and the cook is scouting oil in this town. I'm wondering what will come of me. I can't be eaten looking as I do. I need need someone to take me out and cook me, or I'll really end up in a royal stew. I am a laka, I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a laka, I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. Every holiday has food so special, I'd like to have that same attention too. I do not want to spend life in this blender, wondering what I'm supposed to do. Matzah and karosera for Pesach, chopped liver and challah for Shabbat, Blintzes on Shavuot, so delicious, and gefilte fish, no holidays without. I am a laka, I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a laka, I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. It's important that I have an understanding of what it is that I'm supposed to do. You see, there are so many who are homeless, with no jobs, no clothes, and very little food. It's important that we all remember that while we have most of the things we need, we must remember those who have so little. We must help them, we must be the ones to feed. I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a laka, I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a laka, I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a laka, I am a laka, and I am waiting for Hanukkah to come. I am a...
So thank you, Toda Rabba. Thank you very much, Ron. And I hope everybody had some latkes tonight and maybe some sufganiyot, some jelly donuts and some gelt. And I hope everybody notices what an amazing Hanukkah hat our rabbi has made. That is absolutely amazing. And the one thing I'd like to ask everybody, first of all, to remind you that on Sunday at 2 o'clock, we're going to have a very special ceremony that's going to talk a little bit about Hanukkah and a lot about the Torah we're writing. So I'm inviting everybody to come and join us for that service at 2 o'clock. And then next Wednesday, the 16th, we're going to have a community candle lighting on Zoom. And we have sent out the link for that. But you can always phone the office or look in your shamas for the link. So those are really important things. And one special request because of your last song. There are 8 nights of Hanukkah. And I would like at least some of those nights to be dedicated to tzedakah, to all those causes you talked about, Ron, to the families that need food or clothing or shelter. And I hope that all of our families remember that this is a time that all of us should take care of each other. We should do that all the time, but in particular, Shabbat and on the Chagim, the holidays. So I hope tonight, tomorrow night, you dedicate yourself to some tzedakah cause, some righteous charity that you feel needs your support. And as a family, you give that support to that charity. So Rabbi or Rick, do you have any final words?
Bring on the latkes.
Yeah, latkes are good. Just one question, Rick, what do you like on your latke?
You know what? I am a traditionalist. I usually stick with applesauce. I think one night this holiday, I may actually try maple syrup.
Okay.
Just to see.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And Ron, any farewell words for you for Hanukkah?
Oh, nothing can beat Rick's. Bring on the latkes.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. And Rob,
wish you a very happy Hanukkah and celebration with friends and family over Zoom and over the phone. And hopefully, God willing, we'll all be able to be together in person next year.
God willing, from your mouth to God's ears. So, Chag Sameach and Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom.
Chag Sameach.
Shalom.